Let's go. So, second for this evening is Blue-Green Infect. This is the list that my friend Roy the Boy, has sent to me because I was interested in running something a little bit quicker. So what Infect is a mechanic appearing on cards from the Scars of Mirrodin block. So Infect says this creature deals damage to creatures in the form of -1/-1 counters. But here's the important part, and to players in the form of poison counters. So if a player receives 10 or more poison counters, they lose the game. Similar to damage, but basically twice as quickly. So any creature with Infect, notably Glistener Elf, which is which is G for a 1/1, or Blighted Agent, which is unblockable and is 1U for a 1/1, or the land Inkmoth Nexus, which activates for 1 and becomes a 1/1 flying creature with Infect. So any of these creatures, if you play a pump spell, like let's say Mutagenic Growth, which gives +2/+2, well, that makes my Glistener Elf have 3 power. 3 power means when it connects, it's going to put 3 poison counters on the opponent. And 3 poison counters is, again, they'll only have 7 left that they can take before they die. So essentially you play a deck that is playing these 1/1 creatures, but every pump spell is essentially doubled in strength. And this is very scary with things like Scale Up, which makes the creature a 6/4. So essentially, in terms of trying to kill your opponent, that's 12, if you want to think of it like regular damage. Might of Old Krosa also gives the ability to give +4/+4, as does Vines of Vastwood. So what do we do with the rest of that, with the rest of this deck, considering that we want to play these small creatures and then pump them up and get them through for damage? Well, we're going to play 4 copies of Noble Hierarch. Noble Hierarch has the Exalted ability, which says whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. And on top of that, we're going to play a small amount of interaction. This deck has a split of Spell Pierce, Dismember, and Brazen Borrower, and Spellskite. And additionally, some of our pump spells either give unblockable, the 2 copies of Distortion Strike do that, or in the case of Blossoming Defense and Vines of Vastwood, they make our creature untargetable at the end of turn. So a common play pattern for this deck is going to be to attack with a creature, pump it with one of our pump spells, that gives a large boost, like Might of Old Krosa or Groundswell. And then if our opponent attempts to kill it, we counter their spell by making our creature untargetable with Blossoming Defense or Vines of Vastwood. So this deck is very, very powerful, very linear, and can generate incredibly quick wins. It does have a turn 2 kill in it, and we'll see if we get one of those. But generally speaking, it's just a very, very powerful deck in the Modern format where you can get some quick kills. Feeling under the weather, so I want to get through my league quickly here. And as I've discussed with my friend Roy on multiple occasions, the appeal to me of playing control decks is having multiple decisions to make in the game in terms of how you apply your answers and how you sequence your turns on a sort of larger scale. Infect and the Mono Red Prowess deck we just played, oftentimes they sort of condense your decisions down to 1 or 2 turns where you make a lot of very small decisions that sort of center around the idea of, do I want to try to kill them now, or do I try to save some resources for the next turn and kill them then? Seems like a pretty okay hand. It's actually a little light. It doesn't have any interaction. It doesn't have any way to protect my Blighted Agent. It's only got 1 creature threat. So while going Noble Hierarch into Blighted Agent seems like pretty good, especially with this Waterlogged Grove to cycle, I don't think it's good enough. This is a bit better. We're going to toss one of these Inkmoth Nexus, or we'll toss the Sylvan Scrying. This hand is a little choked on green mana. We do get to go Breeding Pool, Glistener Elf into Blighted Agent. So I think I'm going to keep this and bottom the Sylvan Scrying. And hopefully this is going to be good enough. We'll see what our opponent's on. If they're on an uninteractive linear deck like this is likely to be, this could be a really good hand for us. We'll see. Because I drew that, I'm going to shock this breeding pool, play the Glistener Elf. And then if we top deck Scale Up, we can get the turn 2 kill here. So if this is Green Tron, okay, so no Scale Up here. They are going to have turn 3 Tron. We don't have any way to protect our Infect threat. So I think what I'm going to do here is play this Inkmoth Nexus, attack for 1, play Blighted Agent, and then next turn I can go for 6 on whichever creature I have left. Or hopefully we can draw another pump spell of some kind. Of course, it depends on what their Tron payoff is. If it's something like Walking Ballista, we could be in huge trouble. If it's something like Karn, we might be okay. Sideboard has copies of Ceremonious Rejection, which will be great in this matchup. And I don't think there's too much else that's great here. Maybe Pithing Needle. Yeah, Pithing Needle can be okay. This card? Ugin. Sure. So they can destroy one of our creatures, but then we can just attack it down? Okay, they can play Expedition Method. Oh, are they Badtron? Are they E-Tron? Could be E-Tron, Eldrazi-Tron. So if I draw a Pump Spell on this turn, I think I can kill him. Oh, they are E-Tron. Okay, so Chalice of the Void, just for reference, is one of the... Holy crap! So this Ugin just let them go off. If they kill my Blighted Agent here, yeah. In a bit of trouble. I do get to pick off their Ugin with my Inkmoth Nexus, which is not the end of the world. Yeah. So this is one of the worst things we can see. Sorry, the Chalice on 1 is just very, very brutal for this deck to try to beat. Almost all of our spells cost 1. And of course we drew the Spell Pierce the turn after. And of course I tapped the wrong land, so I can't actually activate it. I was keeping the Pendelhaven available with the idea that of course I want the Pendelhaven available. Because I can pump my creature with it. I suppose I can and block the Mana Reshaper, but if they attack me for 3, I'm more than willing to take that and crack them back for more. Yeah, you can see my shame here. Yeah, it didn't matter that I not have the Spell Pierce available because, of course, it's going to get countered by the Chalice. So they've got us on a 3-turn clock if they want to swing in. 5 if I kill this Shaper, but that does give them another draw. This is going to get them probably a Blast Zone, or if they have it in their deck, Ghost Quarter. There you go. Do we scoop to Ghost Quarter? No, I've got a second Inkmoth. So, block. What? Oops. Alright, I was passing priority there and promptly got myself killed, so. I'm going to attempt to attack them for 2 here, but I think we're just done. Yeah, I think I'm going to scoop out of this game. I'm not getting anywhere with this one. So I think after that game 1, seeing that, we have to bring in these Force of Vigors, just in case that happens. Krosan Grip feels like it would be overkill. Ceremonious Rejection is still very good here. And then Pithing Needle? Yeah. So Dismember's still good. What the hell? I didn't sideboard. Why didn't I sideboard? Okay, I'm not sure what's going on with that, but sure. Well, that's unqueuable. This is also not great. Let's start with a 7, huh? Alright, we're going to keep this. I think we're going to have to play it a little bit slowly. Jeez. Oh. I don't know what was wrong with my client, but it definitely was not. Alright. My end of things is choking. Am I dropping frames? I'm not. My client's just being messed up. Our clock is counting down for some reason. Alright, I think I'm gonna close down Moto. See if we can't reboot it and get it working better. Oh. I'm gonna get tissue while it's booting up. Actually, while it's loading. Alright. Maybe it worked. Come on, little client. You can do it. You can do it. Okay. Put a card on the bottom. Yeah, okay. So I think we put Pendelhaven on the bottom? No. Mutagenic Growth? Yeah, Mutagenic Growth. Come on. Okay. Done. Okay. There we go. So the tricky thing about this match is going to be to try to play out this Blighted Agent and still be able to spell pierce their Chalice, which obviously is not something we can really do within the first turn. So I wonder if we just slow roll this Blighted Agent up to turn 3, but we don't even have a second blue source right here, so we'll see what we draw on turn 2. That'll inform the decision. In theory, we can just play the Inkmoth and then attack for 1 on turn 3, but that's not really where you want to be at on this deck. Opponent kept a 7, which likely means they do have the Chalice. So I'm going to leave this up. Second Inkmoth is not the worst draw in the world here. Oftentimes this deck gets a little bit choked on mana, and what you need is to, yeah, there it is. You need to be able to, you have enough resources to kill your opponent in terms of pump spells and such, but ooh. So this is a perfect example of where we have all the spells we need to kill them, but it's not possible for us to cast everything that we need to in one turn. So think if I play Inkmoth, fly this Inkmoth, attack for 6, then next turn if they Chalice, we can play the Blighted Agent and attack for 1, and then the next turn attack for everything that we need. Yeah. So it is possible we get a turn 4 kill here once my client decides to respond. I don't know if there's something wrong with the internet or just wrong with Moto in general. Well, there's definitely things wrong with Moto, but there we go. What? There you go. Okay. Seriously? Can I not? That's a really long delay on my chat message. That's not even going through, huh? I don't want to disconnect because that'll kill the stream. So I think I gotta kick the client again, which just doesn't feel good, but okay. I guess that's where we're at. Okay. You can enjoy my sweet Scorpio meme, though, in the meantime, and my really messed up hair. Ugh. Got this lovely hot toddy I made myself. On the recommendation of my wonderful grandmother. Okay. Maybe this time. Come on, little client. I like this textured backdrop, you know? Just looks like a nice little playmat. Alright. Come on now. Come on. Whoa. Ah, we got that booster sound. Ah, I played my Inkmoth. Alright, sick. Okay. So okay, that one's newly controlled, and this one is not. Alright. So activate that one. Cool. So, FYI, when you click on, or so if I right click on, this, it says newly controlled, and this one does not. So, when you have creature lands, it's important that you don't try to animate one, attack with one that you just played. Obviously, in order to make that most clear, I could have played the Pendelhaven this turn instead. This is Chalice on 1 again. Yeah, that's fine, though. We kind of planned for this because now we've got the Pendelhaven plus the Blighted Agent, so even though our Might of Old Krosa is not going to be able to do anything, we still have a game plan. So I can boot up the Inkmoth and attack them for 2, which means I have lethal next turn. Alternatively, I can boot up Inkmoth, attack them for 1, and also play the Blighted Agent, which means I have up to 4 next turn. So I think I'm going to go that direction with it. So we'll tap here. Tap for 1. And Blighted Agent is unblockable, so hopefully some combination of our team gets us there this turn. So actually, we can't attack for 4, we can attack for 3, 2 in the air, and the Blighted Agent for 1. The most mana efficient way, of course, is to animate 1 Inkmoth and attack, and Pendelhaven, whatever doesn't get blocked. It doesn't matter if they have Thought-Knot Seer here. I'm not sure what they can have. They need a Dismember, I think. That's Dismember is definitely their go-to. And if we hit the 5th land, then we get this no matter what. So here's hoping. Thought-Knot? Thought-Knot gets you... Whoa, that's insane! Man, that's really good. Crap. Alright, well, that's amazingly bad for us. So, animate Inkmoth. And then, am I just screwed because they drew exactly that? I think I am. Damn, that's just, oof. Because I can put them to 9 here, but it just doesn't matter. Wow, that was gross. Nice hand. Is there any... I don't know if there's any way out of this for us. I think we're just toast. And Tech Edge makes it even worse. Because, yeah, we have 4 lands, so they can... they have options on how they want to completely crush us. So, the hope here is they misplay. Otherwise, we're just dead in the water. I suppose we could draw our Spellskite. Because I didn't get to sideboard. It's just so frustrating. Having Ceremonious Rejection in this matchup would have been great. So they aggressively Tech Edge me. I can pump my Blighted Agent in response. They can shoot it, but now they're down to... Oh, I need to draw land now. Got it. Yeah. Weird that they would give me the out. So if I draw a land, I can animate both my Inkmoths and kill them. Assuming that they didn't intentionally do that because they know they have a Dismember in hand. So if this is a land we get there, that's not going to do it. But I can force them to lose their Ballista this turn. So I guess I do that. Oh wait, no, I can kill them. No, I can't. Chalice. Don't forget the Chalice. So they have to kill. Yep. So they goofed. We'll see if it matters at all. If they have another Walking Ballista, obviously. Although we have Brazen Borrower, so we can go end of turn, bounce your Ballista. So, yeah, it's possible they screwed up there. They should have just pumped the Ballista again. And then it's not possible for us to kill them. Unless we had drawn the land, which we did not. So maybe we get a shot at a game 3 here where we can actually sideboard, which would be good. This would be pretty great in this matchup. What do you got? Carrion? Carrion doesn't do it. Pithing Needle does it. Okay. But this Brazen Borrower might get us there even against the Karn. So if we make it to their next end step, they're definitely making us work for this. Liquid metal coating. I can't play that right now. I don't. Hey opponent, I don't. So they have to have a Dismember here, but this is probably the largest opening we're gonna get. So I suppose the line there would have been to not attack them, but I think they just made a misplay, and I'm just gonna kill them. Good. All right, so Pithing Needle, Ceremonious Rejection, Return to Nature, yeah, and then Force of Vigor. Wow, this feels like a lot of sideboard. I think the Needle's overkill. The rest of these are okay. So cut Mutagenic Growth. Distortion Strike's okay because they have blockers. I think it is Roy's wisdom that Groundswell is the worst pump spell. And then I wonder if I don't think I want these Dismembers here, because their creatures don't really attack me in any significant way, and the one creature I care about is Walking Ballista, which I can get with the Force. So Pithing Needle and Walking Ballista, though, seems like it could be a big play here. It's potentially better than Brazen Borrower, I think. Although it's not good against the Chalice, which Brazen Borrower is. I think we'll take out one Spell Pierce, two Spell. Let's take out the Spell Pierces and then bring back one of the Groundswells, I guess. The reason I'm cutting the Spell Pierces is just they're very likely to have a lot of mana quite quickly. So the opening in which Spell Pierce is relevant, and now that they know it's there, they're less likely to play into it. So if they see us with one blue mana, they're not gonna pull the trigger as willingly. This is pretty good hand. If they play Expedition Map, I guess I get to needle that. Hope we screw up their mana progression. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. Can hit them for 5 on turn 2. I think it's entirely possible Vines of Vastwood is actually not that good in this matchup. They don't have a lot of targeted removal that isn't Walking Ballista. Okay. So just gonna fire off this Glistener Elf here. Threaten the early kill. This is Chalice. Well, yep. We did bring in the forces though, right? Yeah, we did. So There's just about as many outs as possible for that. Blighted Agent is not a bad draw at all here. I think I I definitely should have played Inkmoth there. That's my mistake. Just being bad. Worrying about the chalice too much and not actually just playing the game that's in front of me. So, and I think it's worth possibly just holding the fourth land when we get there, rather than slamming the fourth land that we don't need at the time, because they have a tech edge in their deck. So if I play an Inkmoth Nexus, I want to keep it. Although I guess I already have a Waterlogged Grove, so this is a redraw. So most likely sequence for this turn is just play Inkmoth, attack for 2, and then okay, sure. That's unfortunate. Hopefully they have nothing else to do this turn. Crap. Yeah, sure. So I have no threats. I do have a Inkmoth. Okay. So even if I draw Force of Vigor now, I can't cast it because it's not my opponent's turn. But if we draw it off this grove, then we could be in business. Okay. Karen. So we're going to Pithing Needle that ASAP. They didn't activate at all. That's... yeah, they gotta at least plus it on nothing. Okay, what do you get? Probably liquid metal coating. And I can't Pithing Needle it. Sorcerer's Spyglass, sure. So needed the Force of Vigor there, didn't get it. Yeah. This draw is not working out. So need to draw Force of Vigor real soon or we're done. Yeah, the Chalice on 1 is just too good against us. I did keep the Brazen Borrower, so I had a good number of outs, but just couldn't pick up any of them. Behold. Yeah, choose Inkmoth. Play Thought Knot. Sure. They take the needle. Sure. Plus card on nothing, maybe? Yeah. So they had the double removal spell early, and it just really messed us up. We weren't able to get any chip damage in. Yep, and that's it. Cool. All right. Well, Etron is a good deck, and Chalice 1 definitely messes us up. I will be back in 2 seconds, and we will get rocking and rolling into match number 2. Alrighty. Let's rock and roll. So, awkward match to get through. Just because of multiple disconnects being necessary just to get my damn client to react. But we had a sick 4-1 with Mono Red Prowess, so definitely hit the other side of variance there. But we did get a game win, which is pretty good. They won the game they won both games where they resolved Chalice on one. Go figure. Okay. I don't think I can keep that. Mulligan. Yeah. Definitely throw the Distortion Strike in the dark here. Oops. Opponent mulligan 5, so. By the time we get to this Become Immense, we'll be able to fuel it. Alright, so this is one of the reasons to play this deck, which is that it's got a great matchup against Omelet Titan. So unless their draw is completely bonkers, and Name had to mull to 5, so there's a good chance it's not. They also don't have Once Upon a Time anymore, so they have a very, very light amount of interaction. Though they do have some ability to go for consistency. Double Omelet. All right. Yeah, this is definitely a way they can go off on turn 3. So hopefully our Blighted Agent survives the next turn. We haven't seen them with a Karoo land yet. That's the untapped lands. All right, so we definitely have a kill for next turn. So I'm going to keep my life total a little bit preserved just by fetching Forest instead of a second breeding pool here. It's very unlikely we'd need double blue next turn for anything at all. So Scale Up plus Might of Old Krosa is the kill. And we have Blossoming Defense to back it up. So as long as they let us untap, we basically have this game here. And the Titan deck doesn't often play a lot of main deck interaction. Without a Dryad and a Primeval Titan this turn. Alright, cool. So I think we got this one. I'm going to fetch the Forest before I start casting anything, just in case. So Scale Up. And then Might of Old Krosa is +4/+4 if it's played during a main phase. Very important to note that Scale Up does make our Blighted Agent green. Alright, so easy kill there. I don't think we want Ceremonious Rejection against Titan. Oh, I probably clicked on the Submit deck. Yeah, I just did that again. I'm actually trying to look at what... I'm not actually sure what we're supposed to bring in this matchup. Our game 1 plan is so good. They're not going to play Chalice in that deck. They're not going to play Blood Moon or anything of that nature. Carrion Call, I guess, maybe? I guess the question is there anything in our main deck that's not good? I think it's all good. I think I'm okay to click submit in this matchup. But not this hand. Yeah, that's much better. I think we well, we don't have an infect creature here. Considering this deck only has 12 infect creatures, I think I have to multi one, which really, really sucks. Oh my god. The Brazen Borrower is here again, but there's no infect creature. Alright, we're going to 4. I mean, yeah, Inkmoth technically counts. So, Spell Pierce is not great on the draw. Vines is too expensive. And I don't need a third land right away. Alright. Oof, this is no way to win a game of Magic the Gathering. Okay. I think I just fire this off and try to if I can draw another land, then we're able to go animate, crack you for 5, animate, crack you for 5, which will get us there at a reasonable pace. Killing their Sakura Tribe Scout early just means that whatever game plan they had, proactive game plan they had here, is going to be a lot slower. I'm really hoping they don't have something like Dismember here to kill my land. The fact that Inkmoth is a land is about as significant as the fact that it's a infect threat right now. So, both players on ludicrously low resources, but yep. Land? It's not a land, but it is a creature that can crack them for 6 next turn. They didn't have a follow-up land drop to Dryads, so that's a good sign. Ghost Quarter. Alright. Actually, if they use that proactively and we get a forest, that could be really good for us. Another Dryad? They have a million land drops, so if they get a... Alright, so I think we just try to kill him here. So... Yep, alright. Better lucky than good, I guess. If they had a follow-up Dismember there, that was going to be savage, but they didn't have it, and we killed them. So, Infect preying on Titan well there. If you are sick of losing to Omelet Titan, may I recommend you get down with the sickness. Get up, get down with the sickness. As I am here. Shake your groove thing while you're at it, because that's just fun. It's just a good time. All right. Yeah. I think we'll keep this. So this hand does not really... It doesn't have the potential for a turn 2 kill, and it cannot. So I think what we do here is play the Hierarch first. And then we should be able to play a little bit of a slower rolling game. Oh, we're against Infano, who is one of the trophy leaders. Let's see how they're doing on the race. First I want to pop on my deck list. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong interface. You do it here. Yeah. Wow, I've been playing against a lot of the trophy leaders. I love the Judge Noble Hierarch with the old frame. Alright, what do you got, nerd? So we're down. Alright, probably, yeah, Urza deck. Depending on what kind of draw they kept here, this could be a really... Could be a pretty good matchup for us. Second Hierarch's kind of chonky, huh? I think let's just play the Glistener Elf off of Hierarch. Yeah, and then I can play the second Hierarch next turn. And not go shields down on my Glistener Elf if they have a Fatal Push. Then I definitely want to keep one of my Blossoming Defenses up. He's not dead yet. If I draw a land, then I have the kill. So. So we're just going to play Hierarch again. Crack him for 3. I've got lots of defense. Just need to get... Huh. Yeah. I wonder if it was better to play Blighted Agent there. No, but if they have removal, then they get to... then they would get to kill my Blighted Agent and just leave it in the same spot, basically. There we go. Okay, so with double protection, I think this is over. All right, so with that plus the Groundswell, this is now lethal. So this is going to force action from them. I suppose if they have Cryptic, no, they can't cast Cryptic. Alright, so Ceremonious Rejection is not as good here. Flusterstorm could be okay. Actually, probably not. Veil of Summer. Now, there's probably... Yeah, this is a tricky deck to play when you don't know it that well. I think the Veil of Summer is actually supposed to come in against things like Jund, like black discard spells. Flusterstorm still seems okay. Dismember. Oh. All right, they are playing black, so I'm wondering if I, So I think we just cut a Mutagenic Growth and again a Groundswell. Let me just check that my things work the way they're supposed to. And we're back. Cool. Yeah, it's one lander. It's a pretty good one lander, right? Not really, actually. No, I think we mulligan that. There we go. And then we're gonna bottom this Distortion Strike. No, actually, we're gonna bottom Flusterstorm. Actually, yeah, Distortion Strike, yeah. No. Yes, no, I don't know. What am I doing here? So my sequence is play Elf. Turn 2, I can play land, Groundswell attack, and then have Veil up or Flusterstorm. Yeah, okay, fine. Here's going to come the... Oh, no Thoughtseize. Good. Okay, so they're going to know about the forest in my hand. Alright, I'm going to play that. Fire off this Glistener Elf. It does feel kind of crappy here to go shields down with my one infect creature. Actually, that's almost definitely wrong, right? They bubble themselves. Crap. Yeah, yep. Should have slow rolled it. Okay. I guess I have Veil for next turn. Oh, they've red. Oh, Goblin. Okay, so this is like Wurza. It's the more combo focused Urza deck. All right. I suppose with that pickup, just jam the Spellskite. Okay, so Flusterstorm might be really good this turn. So I can animate, play Might and Groundswell. The problem there is that if they Cryptic to tap my team, I have to be able to counter that. So I can only pump once. Okay, so I think we go Heath. Yeah, so we're playing Groundswell this turn. So animate Inkmoth. Play Groundswell on it. Try to go to combat. They do, in fact, let me attack. Interesting. What is this? Whir? Yeah, so I can't let that resolve. So, gotta fetch Shock Breeding Pool. Alright, then we connect for 5. We have 5 next turn with Spellskite and Veil back up, so it's possible we win this game. If they have Cryptic, we're in trouble, but... Oh, and they can just reset the Whir here? Yeah, that's really good. Resetting Fatal Push is fine. Because they're not going to have enough mana. Ah. Although they need push +1. I think they're dead. Because they can get the Thopter Foundry into their yard. They can swap one of their artifacts in play for the Thopter Foundry, but then they don't have any mana left to make a Thopter. And they need a blocker right now, so... Which they know. They should know. So... Not... Not 100% sure. Yeah. Okay. Alright, well, Infano, Infano is a good human and quite a good player, and even some of the best players on this client can make ridiculous goofs, like boarding out their Pithing Needles against Infect, and then they lose. Ooh. Won the die roll. Would I like to play for... Yes, please. That's RNG Specialist? They're playing the right format. Alright, It's got a lot of blue cards and no land, so there we go. It's actually quite a good hand. I think I tossed the Become Immense or one of the Hierarchs. Actually, if I 1, 2, 3, we don't have enough to power up this Become Immense yet. I think I tossed one of these Hierarchs. I think that's going to be a good game plan. Opponent also mulled to 6. RNG specialist, specializing in random numbers generated. Alright, so get this Heath. Okay. So our opponent is not going to be able to inform their turn 1 play based on what we did. Then again, we're not going to be able to inform ours based on what they did. I suppose I'm presented with a quandary here. Do I fire off? No, I think I just hold the Blighted Agent, or hold the Glistener Elf and fire off this Blighted Agent. I suppose the upside could be if they kill one of my creatures, then yeah, alright. I'm going to fetch this Breeding Pool because I might need double blue. I'm going to just jam out both my threats here. So if they kill one of my creatures, I'm still attacking for 2 this turn, and that'll be an investment of their mana. They didn't, so we kind of get the best possible upside here. Okay, so this goes into my graveyard. This goes into my graveyard for net 0, and I can actually cast the Become Immense here. So I'm going to attack just the Blighted Agent. Yeah, and then I think I need the I need the Blossoming Defense in my graveyard if I want to do the thing. So I think we slow roll it a little bit. Unless, of course, they try to interact. If they interact here, we just kill them. They did not, so I get two poison on them, and okay. Okay, so fetch land would be one of our best. Vines is good, right? Because I can go Vines this. Yeah, because I have a second protection spell. So we can actually attack with it first. Okay, so tap this for green. Play Blossoming Defense here. So if this resolves, okay, so my creature can't be targeted anymore. So they could have a counter here for my Vines. Okay. No. But we do put them to 6 poison, so I could have put them to 8 by playing the Mutagenic Growth, but with the Become Immense left in my hand, I think I'm okay to sit. They need Cryptic or something here. Oh, that's just the perfect draw. Okay, this turn I can attack with both, if they allow me to. Yeah. Okay, so this turn we attack with both, and we have like overkill because my draw was perfect. So I'm gonna Blossoming Defense, the Glistener Elf. So this is lethal. They have to interact with me. And I've got sort of everything back up. Actually, it depends on... I think they're stuck. Oh, Mana Leak. That's fine. Nope. Okay, Mutagenic Growth. Yeah, got him. All right, didn't even need to blow the Become Immense there, which is this is a pretty perfect draw. So, so Veil gives our creatures hexproof from blue and makes our spells uncounterable. I think Flusterstorm is also pretty good here. I don't really know what they're doing, but Brazen Borrower is probably no good here. I haven't seen any permanents from them, but could be wrong. And then I think Dismember is probably also not great. And then we'll cut the Mutagenic Growth. And then I think that's probably okay. I think the Spell Pierces are okay when we're not sure what they're doing. All right. This is slow. Doesn't have any interaction. I think I'm all that. That is way better. I'm gonna toss this Wooded Foothills. So, yeah. All right. So they must have drawn quite poorly last game because we didn't see any Astroliths. I'm gonna fire off this Glistener Elf on turn 1 to get it under any counter magic because I don't have any way to prevent that. I think it is possible they'll have things like Dismember out of their sideboard, but oh boy. Oh, opponent. Oh, opponent, why? Why would you do this to yourself? Okay, so play the Hierarch. Crack in for 2. Then the next turn we can just kill him. So, opponent, I wish you the very best. I hope that you get your NRG specialization going on. RNG, sorry. Okay, I'm not gonna tap out of my mana. And they just scooped out. They didn't even want to see it. Crazy. RNG specialist tilting off a little bit. That's fine. Are they also somewhere way up there on the... I don't see them, but there's Cherry Axeman with 5 trophies. Impressive. Pen Sword up at 14. Goodness gracious. Just crushing it. Mental Misstep on 12. Oh, Zanman. Ha! This is a pretty great hand. I think they're playing Niv, which could be potentially a problematic matchup for us. So, this is a good hand against pretty much anything in the format, though. It's a little creature heavy, a little light on pump, but all right. So, because I know they could be playing Niv, and because I don't want to get blown out by Renin 6 here, I'm not playing out my Glistener Elf turn 1. Oh boy. Alright. We've made an error. Not really, but potentially. So we get Breeding Pool here. I think it's likely that they're playing like Heliod combo here, so alright, what do you got? Knight of the Reliquary. That's a big gal. Alright, so we're going to get beat up pretty quickly here. And they are able to fetch out things like Ghost Quarter, so... Okay, no attack. I guess that's fair. They don't want to accidentally get punked out of this game. I wouldn't either. So... Breeding Pool... I think the way I get them the hardest is I attack Dismember and Might of Old Krosa, which puts them on very low resources. And then... yeah. Okay. So, this is a strange... strange way for Infect to play a game, but Tracker's fine-ish. Oh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can't attack this turn. So just play Blighted Agent, pass the turn, and then I can go for 8 next turn, which is like not good enough. We could draw another pump spell though. And having Spell Pierce and Blossoming Defense here makes me feel slightly comfortable, although it's pretty easy to lose this game. Okay, so they're getting a lot of cards, but we can kill them rather quickly, so. Path. So, what are they doing? Are they a Titan deck? If they're a Titan deck, I really don't want to give them any more time. I think I gotta fire this off. Alright. I don't think there's any way they get aggressive here. If they rip like a bolt, I can counter it with Spell Pierce. Scale up lets me kill them, right? Yeah, it does. Man, this deck just really wants to win sometimes. If they had the second path, they would have fired it off last turn, I think. I cannot imagine. Oh no. Wow. Wow. Oh, that's so cruel. Oh, shoot. Oh, alright. Well, we're in big trouble now. Oh. Yeah, alright. Is this Titan? I'll scoop to a Titan. Although I guess I don't really know what their deck is doing, so I shouldn't. They're drawing so many cards, it's like... oof. Alright. They really can start attacking with this Tireless Track. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Yeah, we just died. Alright. I guess Pithing Needle turns off Ghost Quarter or Knight of the Reliquary. I don't know anything else that their deck is doing that I would really want to interact with, so I didn't see like any non-creature spells. Did I? I don't think I did. Carrion Call could come in, I guess. Alright, let's try it like that. Alright, double Blighted Agent with these pump spells seems okay. Also, pretty ready to be done. It's been a roller coaster ride, and oh, that was so savage, I can't even. So, path would be okay here. I'm not super concerned about that. If they tap down, they die? Yeah. Wow. Jeez, these turn 3 kills. Well, that's really good. That means their path costs more. Okay, so cost me 2 mana to dismember Thalia. I could do that at the end of their turn, so I'm just going to attack for 1 here, and hopefully we can seal this out. Depends on how they play their turn. They must be playing some kind of creature combo deck, although I have no idea what they're trying to do. It's just kind of value town. Right here, a celebration lasts all year. So bring your good times and your laughter too. All right. Another Hierarch, sure. You crack in for 4 with Thalia. Okay, so you died. Cool. All right. I feel like Kitchen Finks could come in, but like it's just like as a blocker. It's probably for like burn. No, I'm pretty sure I'm happy with the small amount of sideboarding. Yeah, this is not keepable without an infect creature. So hopefully they take a mulligan. Only because, not because we need it. This deck can win just fine down a card or two. It's powerful and linear enough, but I just hate mulliganing when my opponent doesn't. Yes. Sick. So I don't love this hand, but Brazen Borrower is like a thing. I think I bought him the scale up. The chance of drawing another one in this situation is high enough and bad enough. So I'd love to draw a Hierarch or Glistener Elf. That is neither. I don't know if I can play the Agent on 2. If they play a Thalia again, I guess we'll have to. And it's nice to know that they're playing Path as one of their removal spells, because then they have to give us a they have to give us a basic if they want to remove some of our creatures. Dryad, sure. So this is what the deck is doing. It's like Dryad, Valakut, Knight of the Reliquary. Interesting. They're down to 2 cards. Deck's obviously quite powerful. I wonder if I can get them by just holding up the Brazen Borrower, or if I'm just supposed to run in the Blighted Agent kind of naked here. Yeah, okay. Alright. Alright. Remove me, baby. Put me out of my misery. I think that was strategically awful to just play out my Blighted Agent there, but there's like a 5% chance that they just don't have a piece of removal and I eat them. So, Zan Man, do your worst. The Man of Zan. Ghost Core yourself. Just do it. It's totally illegal. I won't tell anyone. Okay. You're gonna crack in for 2 with Dryad? Sure. 1 card left in hand. If it's a removal spell, they'd fire it off. So they crack in for 3 because of the... Alright. That's a pretty sick draw. So I think... Shock Breeding Pool... Attack with the Agent for 2. And then next turn, if so they can use the Knight to rotate their land into a Valakut. And if they have 6 lands in play, it will trigger. But if I bounce their Dryad in response to the triggers, they get nothing. So yeah, they now have 6 lands in play. So I need a land here. Does that work? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It does not. but I can do 7 next turn. Okay. So their only way to rotate a land again is by ghost courting themselves. Just cast Vines here to protect my creature. Okay. I think the crazy mixture of Vines and Blossoming Defense in my hand means I'm gonna get there. So unless they draw another land and or another piece of removal. This is a Titan, I'm in big trouble. Winds of Abandon. Wow. Yeah, that's brutal. All right, sorry. Very tired and not doing a good job of being a personality here. So they can rotate, yeah, into second Valakut, I guess. Yeah, that's. All right, so lost to Zanman on a really sweet like Naya value land Valakut deck. Otherwise, this felt pretty good. I think this sideboard is a lot of nonsense. I know it's a lot of one-ofs that probably make sense to Roy. Also, the main deck is like a bit of a mess to me. I wish there was... I wish I knew more about this archetype a little bit more, because then I could have more of a firm opinion on these numbers, but I think maybe I'll mull it over the next little while and see if I have some good feedback for Roy on what was good, what was not good. He's been playing it a lot longer than me. These numbers are things that he's arrived at, and there was also a reasonably large shakeup in this deck list and archetype due to the recent banning of Once Upon a Time, which was a 4-up for them. Anywho, that's it for me tonight. Thanks for checking this out wherever and however you have on Twitch, on YouTube. You can check me out on Twitter at Manasymbol, CYMBAL, just like the instrument. And all my stuff goes up on YouTube. You can check out the back VODs on Twitch. And I hope you have yourself the very best evening, the very best week, and keep yourself well. If the pandemic that is beginning to strike this planet is anything like the discomfort of the current illness I have, or actually considerably worse, keep yourself